Frank and Kenny are the two sons to Chief. Kenny, who is the eldest, love partying, chilling, women, and just extra spending of the father's money without working or doing anything responsible to support the business or the family. Frank, on the other hand, who is the younger one, is very responsible, decided to take care of the father and also the company, does everything in his power to make sure the company keeps running smoothly and providing a lot of contract to the company. Chief, realizing and seeing how the two sons have become so different from what he has trained them to be, could not believe it. On the dining table, he decided to have a pep talk with his two sons, but Kenny was not interested in that conversation. All he wants to do is spend daddy's money, spend and have a lot of women. Now, Kenny also have a girlfriend called Sarah. Sarah has been a very supportive partner to Kenny despite all the flaws he has in his body. One day, Sarah tried to have a conversation with Kenny and said, "You know I love you, right? Why do you keep living your life like you have no tomorrow? Why do you live your life so irresponsible, spend lavishly and not thinking about tomorrow?" Kenny said, "You know what? My father is a billionaire and Frank is already a very responsible son. Why do you want me to also work in the same company?" Sarah said, "You know the money can finish tomorrow, right?" Kenny said, "No, the money cannot finish. Is a billionaire, not a millionaire." Sarah could not believe her ears and tried to talk to her boyfriend, but Kenny was not interested in listening to that conversation. Exactly a month after, Kenny squandered all his money, went to his dad and said, "Chief, I want you to give me my inheritance. I want them now and I want it because I want to invest in this business idea. So give me my inheritance now." Chief could not believe his ears, but the conversation did not go as planned. Chief refused. This set Kenny into a blaze. He set the house into fire with insults and turned it into tantrums. Frank heard about this conversation and he could not believe it either. Chief thought about this whole tantrum throwing from Kenny and decided to do his bidding. He went on to write his will and gave Kenny his inheritance. Frank could not believe everything that was going on despite how he has worked so hard for the company. Chief told the two sons, "Kenny, this is your inheritance. Since you have decided to have it now, there you have it. The other percentage and everything now belongs to Frank. You have no right to come back and ask for anything else, not even money, if yours did not go as you planned it. I wish you well in your investment as you said you are going to invest, and I hope you handle your inheritance well." Kenny, on the other hand, was not even interested in all this blah, blah, blah from his father. All he needed was his inheritance. He got hold of the documents and everything, went into exile with his girlfriend Sarah. Frank was also given his own inheritance so that he can continue managing the company and so that their legacy can continue. Frank, who is the good and very responsible man, continue being that good man that he is, took care of the father, the company, and continue to live the good, decent life. Kenny and Sarah went to travel, Dubai, movies, name it, everywhere for chilling location. Kenny and Sarah went using the inheritance and all the money that was given to him by his father. He went on and on, having the fun of his life. Exactly 3 months, everything was gone. Kenny told Sarah that Chief is still rich. He will accept him after all. He is his son. Sarah said, "Do you think your father is a fool after giving you half of everything he has? You think he's going to just accept you back and give you another money?" Kenny said, "Well, there is nothing worth trying. Why don't we just try?" Kenny, after ending that conversation with his girlfriend, got a call from Frank and said, "Our dad is dying. You need to come back wherever you are." Kenny was so happy because this happened at the right time, and this was also an indication that the father wanted to see him. Kenny got back and realized that the father was sick. Chief saw how reckless and how far gone Kenny has spent everything, realizing that he has nothing else in the company. Before he died, he told his 2 sons that, "You, Kenny, do not have anything in this company or any property here anymore. Anything you want from this family again, you are going to ask Frank. And before you get it, Frank has every right to ask you to do anything before you could do it. If you don't, then you have to start from scratch because you took your inheritance and wasted it." Kenny could not believe his ears, but it is what it is. Before their father could finish everything, he passed on. The 2 sons left in sorrow and could not understand what was happening. Despite their wealth, they could not save their father. Kenny and Frank buried their father. Now, Kenny decided to ask the brother to loan him some money for business. Frank immediately said, "Well, before I give you this amount of money you are asking, you have to give me your girlfriend." Kenny was shocked, but because he needed the money, he told Sarah to go with Frank. Sarah also could not believe that her boyfriend would ask her to be the new girlfriend to his brother. Well, Kenny needed the money, so he had no choice. Frank gave the money to Kenny because Kenny agreed to allow Sarah to be with Frank. Frank also loved Sarah but could not do anything about it, so he took this opportunity to get closer to Sarah. Sarah, who also loved Kenny so much, was willing to sacrifice herself for Kenny. So Kenny took the money and went out again, and this time around he decided to be serious with his life. Whilst he went away, Sarah, who was not interested in Frank despite how good Frank is to her, Frank decided to empower Sarah, took her to fashion school, which she did and passed amazingly. And all this while, Kenny was also asking help from Frank to help him start his business and get contract, because this time around he did not want to waste his money because it is an investment he has to pay Frank back. Realizing that he might lose Sarah to his brother, he took his business seriously. Months later, Kenny was able to secure a very huge contract that was enable him to get his own apartment. He did that, and at this point, Sarah was happy for him. Sarah also noticed the changes, positive changes in Kemi's life. But was it too late? Because Sarah was still with Frank. Frank, in the middle of the night, contacted Sarah and said, "After all these months, you still do not love me. I know, I see it from your mannerism, the way you talk to me, and the way you behave around him. Even when he's around, I know you do not love me. Kemi has changed a lot. If you still love him, you can go ahead and be with him. He is my brother. I cannot take you away from him. Even when I do love you, I realize you do not love me. I can't hold that against you. So, if you've seen that he has changed and you want to go with him or go to him, you are free to do so." Sarah knelt down, apologizes, thanked, praised, you name it. She did everything for and to Frank for everything he has done for her. Immediately, Sarah went to Kenny's room and told Kenny everything that Frank has told her. Kenny apologizes to Sarah for treating her so badly and did not cherish her. But immediately Kenny asked, "Did my brother ever touch you?" Sarah said, "No, he has never tried or even touched me." Kenny was happy because seeing how good Frank is, he pleaded with Sarah and also pledged to do something good for Sarah. Also pledged to do something very great for his own brother. So Kenny and Sarah rekindled their relationship. In all of this, Frank was in his room shouting, sobbing, and being so sad and losing the only woman he has ever loved.
Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recaps.